How's it going, everyone? Another day, another video. And today, I'm just shaking up some paints because I'm trying to figure out which one I'm trying to use. But we got the Miasmic Malignifier. I don't know how to say that correctly, but anyway, this is actually a model that actually has 3 separate pieces. And let's show you the back here. And it's actually a Death Guard specialty. It's... How do I put this? It's Death Guard bullshit. I'm just saying that right now. It's actually a fortified unit, and it causes basically any Death Guard within, I believe, 6 inches of it to have automatic cover. So... And it also gives negatives to like hit rolls and stuff like that. And on top of that, it has an attack that automatically hits the target within range. So it's not a very strong unit or structure by any means, but it can cause some frustration for sure. But anyway, I got this guy primed already, and on the picture, and I'll try to upload pictures since I finally have some video editing software. But anyway, on the picture it shows kind of like a brassy kind of light tone to it, but I want to go kind of a darker brass, and I'm stuck between 2. Well, now these are Vallejo bronzes, and I'll see if you can see that color a little bit in the light. So this is brassy brass, and this is bright bronze. And I'm thinking going with bright bronze because it has a little bit more orange flavor to it, or color flavor. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and get started here. And we're just going to start with the brass color, cover it completely in brass, so that way it's just easier to deal with. And I'm going to move it right over here. Sorry, still got to set everything up every single time I do this, so got a lot of wires and laptop going and all that. So let me get a big enough brush. That'll work. And not much update since my other videos, but in case you haven't heard it, or if I upload this video first, I've got another job. Starts probably on Halloween from what they said, depending on background checks, all that good stuff. And I'm not worried about background checks or anything. And, you know, drug tests, all that stuff. I'm not worried about that at all. But it's working for a hospital at the front desk, like checking in people and stuff like that. So definitely make a difference in the community and all. And I kind of want a job that actually does make a difference. So I've always wanted a job that made a difference, and this is my opportunity to get that. So anyway, I got our bronze going on right there. Let's see how this looks on this model. Ooh, that's nice. Let me get the bronze on here before it dries up, and I'll show you what it looks like. So other than that, still waiting feedback from you guys on what you'd like to see. And no rush on that one, but it would be nice to have some comments on specific models you want to see. If there's like a specific faction eventually you would like us to get, or I would say building videos, but we pretty much built everything we have. Only thing I got left are a few Berserkers and some Chaos Marines to actually build. But all my Death Guard units and everything are good to go, and I got lots of demons and, you know, mechs and stuff like that. So I got lots of stuff to work with. And they don't call it Warhammer 40k in debt for nothing. I know I'm not 40k in debt with Warhammer, but definitely in debt, that's for sure. Of course, these days, who isn't, you know? So as I'm making this video, it is October 11th, and the same day as I was working on corn before, and you know, I don't try to hide that stuff. I just, well, I'm legitimately honest about that kind of stuff. So, you know, I just do multiple shootings in a day, paint a little bit here and there of a model, and then paint a little bit more here and there of another model. Typically do 4 models a day, or at least every other day. And don't finish them or anything, just get them in a good spot. So that way when I come back to them next, I just have to apply one color at a time or do a few steps at a time, and it's actually nice to do it that way. On these models, definitely don't ever feel like you have to rush. Now one thing I will say is, if you're playing a game of Warhammer, as I found out on the Twitch stream, it's much better to have a painted unit than an unpainted unit, because with like the Twitch stream and all that, it's kind of hard to pick up what unit is what when they're just all gray. But when they're painted, it's easy to identify. So almost got this bronze on, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's got a few more, or maybe 1 or 2 more brushes worth. This is going to be a cool model. About 1 more brush worth actually after this one. So, I kind of touched base in the corn videos, and I think I'm going to upload the corn videos first, depending on how this one goes. I know corn's going to take more time than this thing right here, because corn's bigger, has more insignias, and like just so much more. But I was going to say, I kind of mentioned on the corn video that I was going to start a podcast, and I do have the equipment coming to do that. Still throwing around names of what the podcast is going to be, and once I have it, I'll let you know. But it's just going to be a really chill show talking about things I'm passionate about. And if you ever want to know my favorite game, kind of goes by genre and all that, but like, let's see, what's a good one? Brutal Legend is a really cool game if you haven't played that. And let me pause there and show you how it's looking. Kind of a really shiny brass there. Looking pretty cool. I'm going to use some more of that. But Brutal Legend, really cool game if you haven't played it, especially if you like heavy metal. And Jack Black, and it's just an overall cool game. Baldur's Gate 3 has become one of my favorites, just because of how much work went into that. I did love the original Baldur's Gates 2, but Baldur's Gate 3 really took it up to the next level. And just in like storytelling and being able to roll the dice to see if you make certain rolls and certain hits and all that. So that's cool. Let's see, what other games do I like? The Legend of Zelda games, for the most part, I like those. When I say for the most part, there was a couple that to this day I still now and again find a guy I fight with over. I don't want to say fight with, but have a discussion over why it sucked. But Skyward Sword I thought was horrendous. Now, Breath of the Wild, I mean, it's a good game. Don't get me wrong. It just doesn't feel so much like a Legend of Zelda game, though. It feels like more Dark Souls-y than anything. I know that's kind of what they were going for, too, but... And I'm not saying it's a bad game at all. It's actually a very enjoyable game. But it just, for the Legend of Zelda aspect of it, it just doesn't seem to have that same flair if you're going for a Zelda game. But the other one that I didn't like as much, see, Twilight Princess was okay. Ocarina of Time was okay. Majora's Mask I had more fun with than Ocarina of Time. And I know a lot of people would disagree with me on that one, but the reason why I liked Majora's Mask more, it just seemed like it was more fun-spirited. It didn't take itself too seriously. Other than, you know, the whole moon coming in to try to... Or Skull Kid trying to summon the moon to actually destroy everything, but... And... see, there was one more. Obviously, the Legend of Zelda CDI games were just horrendous too, and that's not canon stuff either. But you know, everybody has to mention that one, or those two. Actually technically three. But the one, the other one I think wasn't a great hit on it was Link's crossbow training. There's really shoddy and all that. I know it came out with when the Wii was a big thing, but it just didn't come out, or just didn't do that good, in my opinion, to the style of, you know, real Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda 2, I liked. It wasn't my favorite by any means, but a lot of people don't like that one just because of the style of the game and all. And I thought the style was actually pretty cool for what it was, but hard as hell game. And sorry, I'm chewing some gum, but it helps me concentrate on the model here too. But I would say my overall favorite Legend of Zelda game was actually Link to the Past. Just so charming and fun, and you know, just full of surprises and everything. And I haven't played which one was it? A Link Between Worlds yet, and I really want to, because it's like a sequel to that. But you know, Link to the Past is probably going to always be my favorite one. I think that out of all the Nintendo systems, even to this day, Super Nintendo knocked it out of the park for their game selections for the most part. Just like my favorite Mario is probably Yoshi's Island, actually. And I mean, Super Mario World was pretty cool too. And I did like Mario 3. Mario 2 was a good one. Super Mario Brothers 1, I mean, classic, you know, generic game, but classic. I even like Super Mario RPG. Trying to think if there's any other Mario games that I liked that were... There's really nothing else on Super Nintendo or even the Wii that I liked. 3D World was pretty fun. Of course, Super Mario Maker, who doesn't have fun with that? But my other favorite franchise before, I would say game number 6 for Mega Man. And my other favorite, Mega Man X, is one that a lot of people disagree with, actually. I thought Mega Man X3 was the funnest one of them all. And everybody likes Mega Man X better, and I mean, everybody has, their own opinion. But for me, it was actually Mega Man X3. It was just a lot more fun. And plus, I could speedrun that game pretty well without doing cheats and all that. And just trying to think of any other good game franchises that I like. Believe it or not, and I know it's kind of hokey saying this, but Warhammer Dawn of War. Like that game, especially when I play with my family and a few of our friends. And if you haven't played that game's pretty cool, actually. Especially when you have people that that you're playing with. Think of StarCraft and Supreme Commander 2 mixed together. And the point of the game is, unless you have it set to annihilation, which is destroying both the other party, but the main point of the game is actually capturing points and holding those points away from the opponent until you actually win from a countdown. But Warhammer's a lot like that, though, where you're trying to get victory points and all that. But you can also set different game modes for Warhammer 2, to assassinate your opponent's warlord, or just total annihilation or something like that. Alright, and this thing is coming together pretty well. Just trying to get in every little nook and cranny that I can. Gotta get this side right here too. Alright. And as I said, I'm a big anime watcher too. And I would say latest animes that are my favorite would be Demon Slayer. I don't think a lot of people will contest with that. Even though I already know what happens at the end, if the anime follows that, follows the manga. And then One Piece was another one that I really like. Even though that's starting to dwell on me a little bit, because it just, ever since Luffy's Gear 5 transformation, it just seems like it kind of ended his power, you know what I mean? Because Gear 5 is basically his at least for now, his final form. And I mean, it's not quite like Dragon Ball Z where it takes 5 episodes to power up and talk before a punch is thrown. But I still love Dragon Ball Z too. I thought Dragon Ball Kai did a great job of cutting down a lot of that filler stuff and updating the animation too. Oh, every single time I look, it's like more and more I need to fill in this model for this bronze. There we are. Okay. Okay. And I still got to do bronze on the little model as well. So basically what I'm going to do here is I've already talked for quite a while, especially while doing this bronze. I know you guys want to see some progress, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the video right here. I will go ahead and finish up bronzing up this model. I'll show you what it looks like right now. So pretty much bronze all the way through, but that's just going to be our lowest layer. And anyway, I will go ahead and continue this on as soon as I have the bronze on and we go to the next color. See you guys then. How's it going, everybody? So we are back. It's actually the next day, and I got everything all bronzed up for our Miasmic Malignifier, and I believe I said that right. And I got the little piece right here. So what I'm going to do today is introduce a couple of things. Let me just move my mouse over here. As I said, still setting up. I don't have really a studio per se to do this with. I just have a table that I'm doing this with. And eventually I'll make some room. And sorry, my webcam is actually moving. There we are. So what I'm doing right now, you can't see it, but I've got this little board right here. This just came in the mail just a few minutes ago, actually. So this is going to be my little palette for painting my figures. And I'll gently show you what I'm working on here. So this is actually a little water palette that actually keeps the paints wet, so I don't have to use the cardboard as much anymore. So I'm going to be using my palette, and today with this, we're going to be doing 2 colors. Going to be doing the white and the pink. So first things first is I need to find my reds. And right now I'm actually having trouble finding my red. Somebody calling me. They can go bye-bye. Anyway, sorry about that. I know professional YouTuber here, or Twitch streamer, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, just found my reds. And gotta get my white. So, and I'm also going to try to do some green as well, just to try to get that icky stuff there. And another color I want to do is actually silver, because I'm going to do this grate right here as silver. And this is another type of green, so we won't use that. Sorry, as I said, I'm still setting up for today. There we go, silver. See right there. Silver. Okay. So I got 4 colors to work with. And we're going to go ahead and start with just the bare basic white. I'm going to put it over here. And we just need just enough to get those skulls done. And I also have some more paint brushes I can use. This one right here. And sorry about the glare. I'm actually going to try to move that webcam a little bit towards me. Try to get a little bit of that glare off. It's actually a rainy day today, so anyway. Show you what I'm doing here. Just putting some paint down there. So I just need enough for my malignifier, or malignifier. If anyone in the comments, you know, can tell me exactly how to pronounce that, that'd be great. Anyway, let's get this white on here. Going to do it right on all the skulls. So a few things have changed since yesterday. I'll start with the coolest news is that my stuff for my podcast streaming actually just came in today, which I'm excited about. Cannot talk today. And I should be starting that actually pretty soon. I'm trying to make some scripts and all. Well, not really scripts, but topics to talk about. And for the first episode and all. And that should be coming out very soon. And I'll update as soon as that comes out. And then some more models came in for my partner. She is playing the Adeptus Sororitas. And I got her some units because I felt like Flashbang's units and my units kind of outnumbered hers. And they did. But I kind of feel bad because, you know, I'm mostly playing Chaos. And, you know, as with the Adeptus Sororitas, they don't like Chaos. They actually want to purge Chaos. More so than the Marines actually do. So they have abilities that make it so that they can really hurt Chaos troops. And not looking forward to that. But, you know, I did get them for her because she needed it. And let's see. So I'll show you the skulls that I'm working on. Get a little bit closer view of that. Right there. So I'm going to use a little bit of black to kind of shine those skulls up. But first get a little bit more white on there just to kind of highlight them. It wouldn't be a good day if I only did one color with just the skulls, so that's why I'm going to do a few colors. So the other thing that happened today was for my new job, went in and do a physical, get a flu shot and all, and that was pretty good. I mean, everybody's excited there that I'm going to be starting pretty soon, so just gotta wait for all the background paperwork to go through. And I'm sure it's going to be a good job. Doesn't pay the best, but I'm sure it's going to be a good job. to be honest, I'm hoping that YouTube kind of takes off a little bit so I have an extra source of income to pay my credit cards off. And I'm not going to lie about that. As I said before, I tell it how it is. You know, I don't sugarcoat anything, and well, I shouldn't say I don't sugarcoat anything, because I'll sugarcoat, like, the thing I don't like the most when it comes to like streamers and all that. I mean, I get some cursing and all, and I grew up in a Christian family where cursing you got beat, but I don't feel like it's that extreme. But I just feel like when it comes to cursing, that a little bit's fine, but every other word is just that just tweaks me off. And sometimes I know a specific somebody uses that, or used to use that every other word. So anyway, I'm going to pause the video here while I get some more white on this, and I'll be right back. Alright everyone, I am back. It's just been a few minutes, but I had to go take care of something really quick. And got the skulls all good to go. So now, I was looking at this and I'm like, okay, so what can we do next with this? Well, you see, like, under here, I'm going to get a little bit closer to the camera, there's little bubbles and boils and all that. Well, we're going to paint those kind of a pukish green. So what I'm going to do is, in our palette over here, I'm going to do what I usually do with the Death Guard guys, and there we go. Get that green in there with some white. And we're going to see how this comes up on the actual brass kind of color. So see what this looks like. Well, yeah, that should do. So just get every little pustule. Such a nasty word, isn't it? Pustule. I'm sure you can kind of see it. Getting all those. There's quite a few of those to actually get. So, as I was saying before, the new job, I was doing a physical, got my flu shot because I need that because it's going to be in a hospital. And everybody there seems really friendly. I've never worked for a hospital before. It's going to be a customer service position. So, a little excited, a little scared, but I'll get through it. I always do. And that doesn't start till Halloween. Or at least that's what they say. It all depends on paperwork. Gotta love the paperwork. There we go. Look at that. Little boils and everything. Some boils down there too, I noticed. And that's just the first part of it. Some on the back here. Make sure I get all of these because I want it to look cohesive. So Flashbang and I were actually doing something just a little bit earlier, and we were taking units that were, you know, just single units and actually battling against each other on Warhammer. And we had like Khorne versus his Shadow Sword, and which actually turned out to be a closer battle than I thought it would. His Shadow Sword's actually meant to take down Titans and monsters and vehicles and all that, but I gave him quite a hurting before he actually took out Khorne, so... But definitely want to get these things painted so they show up better on camera. And I know I say it to everybody that listens to these videos, but I say it often, but if you want to see us play the actual game of Warhammer, definitely tune in on Sundays from 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So now I got this little guy done. These little pustules. So now it's on to the big guy. Looking for all those on him. Now you notice my hands are actually shaking. So I made a little mistake right here on the top. So I'm going to go back with some brass and actually fix that. But one thing you do with this is if you ever have shaky hands like this, there's two things I do. One or two things I should say. One is I take my forearm here, put it on the side of the table. It helps, you know, your hands stay a little bit more stable. But when I'm painting it, what I'll do is like take this ring finger right here, touch the base, and just position my brush. I'll do it with my middle finger too, just to kind of give it some steadiness. You know, because if it has something to hold on to, it doesn't shake nearly as much. And I bet it's because I had a Monster Energy drink not too long ago, and those make me shaky. They really don't do the trick on keeping me awake as much, but they definitely do the trick on my body, making it seem shaky and all that. Alright. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to do one more cut, and I'll be right back when I get all the pustules done, so you don't have to suffer through all that. And hopefully I'm able to fix the brass as well, but if not, it's not the biggest deal in the world. But I'll be right back. Hello everybody, and I am back. And I got lots of green left, but I'll show you what I did here. So you can kind of see where the green kind of oozes, and got all those pustules. Now I do see one little area I want to add some more green to. Just trying to make this as consistent as I can with all the bulges and everything. There we go. Right there. And we got all this on the back. You can it's kind of hard to make out, but right here there's actually green, like a little oozing and all that. Let's see if I can get that on camera there. Sorry, still getting used to that, but you can kind of see it right there. and all the bulges and everything. So got all the green, and I have a lot of green left. So I'm going to make a decision here, and I am going to mix colors. I know that's forbidden to put a red with a green, but I'm going to mix it and see what happens here. Just a little bit of red, not a lot. So I need more so my red for corn, and also corn. Mixing it all up. Oh, making a nice healthy brown, which we all know on the color wheel that's right, but it's kind of like a sickly brown that's making. I know exactly where I'm going to put that too. It's kind of like a sludgy brown. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to paint the base of this that sludgy brown. It's kind of the color I was hoping that would actually make. And I'll show you here in just a moment what kind of brown I'm talking about. So talking about that kind of brown. It's kind of like a little bit sludgy looking. That's why I call it sludgy brown. Go figure. Get rid of all this brass that's on the ground. Get that going. Okay. This actually makes it look a lot better. That's on a painted ground other than that gray color. And I would say I would use the green for another model, but unfortunately I don't have any other models at the moment that I'm working on that need a green. So why not make it a brown and use it the way I can? And I know another creature I'm going to use this color on, if I have any left, that is. Because it looks like it's taken up most of my colors here. Just to do this ground. And all right, get in between here. Okay. I know, quite stunning content, isn't it? Sorry guys, just really focusing. Alright, so I'll show you what I'm doing here. So now all this ground here, other than this outer ring, is painted brown. And kind of gives it that icky feeling that I'm going for. So cool. Alright, so our next color is going to be silver. Now, I'm looking at this and I want to do pink as well. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just getting all this paint off my brush on that little wick bar that I was showing you earlier. And I wish I could put that on camera right now, but fortunately it's just not going to go that way. Alright, so that's good. So let's go ahead and jump to the silver. I was going to do pink next, but I decided I'm going to do silver. And here we are. And what I'm going to paint silver is basically the outline of this and like the tops of this. Well, actually, kind of undecided on that one. I'm definitely going to do the rivets. Yeah, I'll just do the rivets and the spikes and this right here. Actually, not that right there. Yeah, just the rivets. So, and also the door to the oven area. Make sure I get a lot of silver for this one. Another cool one would have been gunmetal, but I don't have any gunmetal at the moment. So I'm taking my number 1 paintbrush and just going to get the silver in there and start going. And I'll show you here in a second what that's going to look like. So I want to hear some ideas from you guys on maybe paint techniques that you've used or any paint techniques that you want to see in these kind of videos, because I'm definitely open to doing more. And just working on that grate right there. Gotta lay this on thick because it's actually a really watery silver. So this kind of brings up, and the other thing I'm going to talk about in my podcast as well, is horror movies. Because I'm looking at this going, well, this is definitely something from a horror movie. So what type of horror movies do you guys like? I would say my favorite ones would be, I like horror movies that make me laugh, actually. Whether it be just so bad that it's actually funny, or intended to be goofy and all that. Like, for instance, Army of Darkness. I love that movie. And there's the silver door right there. But yeah, Army of Darkness is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. Along with, like I said, goofy movies. So Leprechaun's up there. With Warwick Davis. And let's see, what's another good horror movie that I like? Hatchet. If you haven't seen the Hatchet series, it's on Prime. And I would really highly recommend it because it is funny. Just how off-the-wall grotesque it is. Alright, so I'm just looking at this going, okay, what do we do next? And this silver is definitely giving me a run for my money, how liquidy it is. needs to be shaken up. Alright, so as usual, I'm going to make a cut here. I will be right back, and by that time I should have all the silver applied. Then we're going to do one more color for today, and of course this is all going to be the same video, just different cuts. But just wanted, basically what I want to do is just show you the attention to detail I try to do, and just the painting techniques I try as well. I wish I had more webcams set up so you could see what I'm doing with the wick board and all that, but once it's done, I'll show you what the paper looks like. So anyway, I will be right back. Hello again, everybody. Just wanted to say that I am back, and it's the next day after the last portion of this. And just want to say, I found a dirty bronze called Chainmail Silver that Vallejo actually sells, and it's in their metallic set. And I accidentally found it because I accidentally put that color for silver on my brush, thinking that was the other silver. It turns out it's completely different. But if you look at this, see if I get a good picture of it, it kind of makes it look like a dirty bronze. So I went ahead and added that, and I'm almost at completion for this thing. But it makes the bronze look really old and dirty looking. Put some on here too. And sorry about the lighting, but and then also on the back I got the Nurgle symbol. Yeah. So I'm literally on my last part, which is applying more of the brass coloring to, or the bronze color I should say, to the little base right here, and then I'm done. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and finish that up. No new updates as of yet, but I'll go ahead and finish that up, and then I will show you the finished product. Okay, we're back, and I got good news and I got bad news, and then I got other news. The good news is this boy is done. Completely done. Except for the little pipe, but I had to get the pipe out, but because the bad news is that my bronze exploded all over the place. There's a little piece of paint, dry paint in the nozzle, and I squeezed it just a little bit, and it was just too much, and then all over the place. So, but I'm going to give you a close-up of the little guy first. And that chainmail silver is really coming out looking like a rustic kind of bronze, which I just love. And there's the mark of Nurgle. Then here comes the big boy. You can see that bronze next to the skulls that goes into the chainmail silver. Kind of get that weathered look. Now, I know this is not professional grade or anything. I mean, come on, these recordings not professional grade. But I really like how this thing came out. And can't wait to play it on the actual game. So, looking forward to that. On other news, though, I got the podcast equipment yesterday. Got that set up. I need a title for my actual podcast before I start doing anything. And then from there, I'll start uploading podcasts probably about once a week, I would say, unless it gets going and people want to hear more. And once I have that, I'll let you guys know in one of these videos. But other than that, it's my birthday today, so yay, I guess. I just don't want to be another year older. So I will give a thumbnail of this that's actually close up, so it gets a better view. But I really enjoy how much this actually, or how well this came out. So anyway, I will see you guys on the next video. Again, if you want to see the actual gameplay, we kind of tweaked the rules just a little bit on the Warhammer front. Just because, one, we're still getting used to the streaming and the timing and all that. Two, is that we just want to make the game more fluid, more like we try to get the audience to actually interact as well by playing the orcs. So definitely a challenge there when you have everybody taking their turns on the fighting phases, the shooting phase, just everybody going one by one, and people just tend to kind of tune out at that point. So, and I'm sure you notice the music's gone in this portion of the video. I'm actually going to go ahead and edit to put different music on towards the end, or actually just in the video itself, and something that's more cohesive. So this video is going to be a little bit wonky, but it was kind of like a training section for me, so I learned a lot from this. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully that's going to be very soon, but I'm really looking forward to painting more models, and I hope you guys have a great day.